Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising in Venus. Welcome to Warriors of Light Tarot. I'm David. This is your heart spread, love, romance, and relationship reading. This is for the time frame of May 2022. Welcome to the not only partial solar eclipse today, which is a big fucking deal, but it's Pluto retrograde day, at 28 degrees Capricorn. So this is a potentially for you guys a sextile, and could be really good energy because this is a big deal retrograde for Pluto this year. It's opposing my natal moon, so it's a really big deal for me, but not in a good way. But I'm turning it into a good way. When Pluto opposes your moon, it's like puts a gun to your head and says, transform emotionally or die, bitch. It's your choice. You got free will. So I'm choosing to transform. I'm just going to go along to get along with Pluto because, I'm a little bit afraid of Pluto. I'm not going to lie. So you might not be because you're Scorpio. I noticed too we got the lovers here on the bottom of the deck with this reading. I wanted to say also we're using the Klimt art deck today in case you give a darn. It's a little bit different. And the lovers popped up in the last reading 3 times. And then it popped up again on the bottom of the deck today. So it definitely wants to come out. It's about some kind of choice. This reading's pretty clear. So I just want to get past the astrology. You are being opposed here by very powerful influences in Taurus, possibly depending on where your sun is. But you have the node now at 22. So your south node's at 22. And I'm a Venus in Scorpio, and my Neptune's there. Very strong position for me, although I'm a Sag. You also have Uranus now at 14 degrees. It's kind of slowing down, and it'll be going retrograde before you know it. You also have today, on the 30th, you have the solar eclipse at 10 degrees Taurus. So if you have positions in Scorpio opposite any of those within, say, 5, probably you do. I mean, pretty much anywhere your sun is in Scorpio, you're going to be opposing one of those energies. Talk to an astrologer about what that's about. I'm here. I think it's a great time. If you're Scorpio, if for no other reason, sextiles are always the energy, particularly for a late degree sun that lines up in any way with this Pluto here. It's profound transformation, and it's positive because sextiles are the energy of having a good harmonious energy, but it's something you have to do, you have to take advantage of. But if you do it, and if you take advantage of it, look to Mars in your chart, wherever it is and what it's doing, progressed or natal and transits, then it typically will go pretty well. So it's a great time to sort of know what you want and to go for it and to take positive action, particularly, with you being Scorpio. So no matter where Pluto is in your chart, this retrograde is going to be a BFD for you guys. Now, as for this reading, I think here, if this is your reading, you're someone that basically has your shit together. You're not worried for things with this 9 of Pentacles, kind of your energy and around love, romance, and relationship. Very beautiful picture here of this woman painting. And, she looks so composed, so complete in herself. And that's exactly the energy. So that's the way you are. Now, with their energy, they're coming in with this Ace of Wands. So this implies to me you're dealing with a younger person, either physically or in their demeanor, in their emotional nature, that kind of thing. They act or seem or actually are younger than you. I get the feeling, too, they're putting you up on a pedestal. I'll tell you why. You're coming in with this 8 of Wands. This is a position of how are you feeling towards them. And this is all kind of hot. It's sexual, but it's fun, it's outgoing. They're just what you've been looking for. Because, a 9 of Pentacles, the one thing about it, it can get a little boring. At some point, you maybe get tired of just being by yourself, and you don't go out and find love because you're desperate and needy, no. But you find that, yeah, maybe, I got my shit together and everything's going good, and, maybe it's time that I have a little love in my life. And I think with this person, you're feeling like this is the one. And also, when they come in here with the Ace of Wands, male or female, they're sexy as, you know what? They are sexy. That's why you're reacting with this 8 of Wands. So If you're together or if you're just talking, I mean, it's like a tremendous, probably powerful sexual attraction and magnetism. Um, and that makes every Scorpio happy. And I'm a Scorpio Venus, I understand. But now this is interesting because while you have the Eight of Wands, they have the Eight of Swords. And I think maybe this is helpful. They have you on a pedestal. They don't think they're good enough for you. You scare them. You intimidate them. Honest to God, this could be like as you're making love, they could be in their heads going, "Oh my God, oh my God!" Like I'm a Sagittarius Mars. If you scare me while we're making love, holy moly, I'm yours. I love. I mean, just scare the hell out of me, and I'm like, whoa. But this person, maybe no. It's kind of it just came to me. But in other words, your energy, there's nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful. It's grounded. It's the way it should be. But to them, it somehow feels a little overwhelming, and it leaves them second guessing themselves. So whatever's going on with them is nothing about you. They're meeting you tit for tat. Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords. So every time you're lighting up, they're kind of inwardly inside, probably thinking like, I don't know if I deserve this. Are they really going to want me? Are they maybe just using me? Or maybe, how could they possibly want me? I'm just this Ace of Wands, and they're the Nine of Pentacles, and they're just so above me, which of course they're not, because for them, if there's a cross watcher, I'd love for these readings to be shared to try to, engender communication here, because this is the advice from Spirit for them in the relationship. And with the Queen of Wands coming as advice to this Ace of Wands, it's corny, but it's really the universe here speaking. I always say I don't necessarily trust myself or others, never trust the fucking government, but I always trust Spirit, and this is the advice from Spirit. And what Spirit is trying to say very clearly to your person, you are good enough. The way it works in love, it doesn't matter if you have as much money or whatever. If there's love, you are good enough, They they blow your skirt up here, right? So they're definitely good enough. And they just need to know that, And I think this comes perfectly under this Eight of Wands, because what have I been saying? You got the Hanged Man here. And this is two things. Look at it from the different perspective. The different perspective I just gave you, okay, if this is your reading. Also, it means kind of like, whoa, 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 kind of take it down a notch. Just simply recognize what I'm saying, that while no, you're doing nothing wrong, but just if you love them and you appreciate them and you want to move this relationship forward and allow them to sort of not feel like they're losing themselves and take away this sort of unnecessary fear, and they're probably dealing with lack of self-esteem and everything, maybe by you sort of taking it down just a notch, that gives them the space that they need, and helps them. It kind of, you need to kind of nurture this relationship a little bit with this Hanged Man. That makes sense. I see you very much taking the lead in this, being the wiser one, being the one that maybe understands emotions more. It's not unusual for Scorpios, having that emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, and that kind of thing. Now, interesting, because I always consider this the most important card in the tarot in this reading, because this is the advice for Spirit for the relationship as a whole. And I wonder now about the Lovers here on the bottom of the deck, just so you can see the Lovers in this deck, what it looks like. Okay, some kind of choice, but something's going to happen that's going to maybe come out of left field. Think about Uranus right now at that 14 degrees. That could be involved if you look at your transits and maybe even look at theirs. I just got an intuitive hit on that. Because Uranus is the one, even though technically the tower represents Mars, I always relate tower to Uranus energy, okay? And, because Uranus is exactly the lightning strike. You usually see the lightning striking the tower. It's that energy comes out of left field that breaks things open, and always it's about freedom. And what might be coming to free them up is something that knocks them out of this energy of not feeling good enough, of being in their heads and worried. And I hate to blow my own horn, maybe it's this reading, because look at the outcome. You have the Six of Cups here, guys. I mean, that's soulmate relationship, emotional harmony. So I think it's all going to come together. Just needs a little nurturing from you, a little finesse. Let me know what you think of that. Appreciate it. Do like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, guys.